things tend to switch up. People tend to clash when it's this random 300 players playing time and time again at these drop spots. Sometimes the secondary one is Holly Hedges for a lot of these top European players, but there is no plan B available for Zeno, who gets taken out by Downs. Now Fanta will use that plan A, plan aggression, to get back with the C4 onto Downs. Does not find what he's looking for. Gets a few trades in. Both players now superbly low HP. Or at least Fanta is. Downs is full on white health, lost all his shields. He's looking to finish this fight. Fanta looking to just stay alive.
And we saw both of these players go down in mid-game fights throughout the last one. Downs all the way over towards Salty Spring. Fanta got sniped, or not necessarily sniped, but taken out by Andalex at a long range. And he is going to finish things off. So there he goes. He wins Holly Hedges this time.
Here's a reminder of that format, though, that these guys are playing. Right now, we're getting close to placement already. When you're past it, closer to the end of the game, in the top 10, you get a lot divvied out. If you win the game overall, you'll have those 33 points. And we've extended it all the way to 75th place now. You get 1 point when you hit that threshold. After that, to 50th. Then just think about it in your mind. Every 10 places, you get a certain amount of points all the way to that top 10 spot.
Kind of makes things a little more consistent. The 300 IQ play from Flick. He dives back up the mountain into the bush, and he even looks in that direction, gets a few beams to start things off. Flick is going to have a really good advantage. He's even trying to phase in the box. He gets in, breaks through, and then wins the SMG trade. Well done, Flick, as he does his best impression of a diving in the box type of play style, but also mixes it up with the bush. But Trulex is lurking out of Craggy.
Once again, this is the week of bush plays that get responded to by third parties. Players, although very smart, still can't end fights fast enough, at least. They try to. Now Trulex will be there to have a say in things. Once again, not going to play too careful. As a result, though, gets traded a little bit of damage back. Blocked off by a ramp. Boxed in already. Trulex looking like he's on the back end of this fight. But remember who started it. It was him. He's still all the way up on height. Has that grappler. Looks like Mats might be running out for his opponent down here in the box. Looking to find anything in terms of a shot back. But Trulex is controlling the fight. Has the walls. Edit's not coming through just yet. Angle's still there. He's playing this in an excellent fashion.
That he is. He even gets a stare over as the SMG spray came in from Flick. And he does force him all the way down to low ground. That might be a sign that there's low materials here for Flick, and I think that is the case as more SMG spray coming in, and the piece control is easy for Trulex, but still not finding a gap as Flick found a little stair to stay up on top of, and he wins the fight. Flick showing off, even with a low material situation. Results throughout all the FNCSs and other tournaments, but he wins it out. And he is such a strong solo player. Shyo, we've casted a bunch of different things where this man is a clutch king, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, always in solos, clutches are there. But my god, another pattern we're seeing, this time from Stompy. Big, heavy sniper plays, decisive ones as well. A launch pad that reaches the loot too. This is crazy. People are landing the most insane shots right now in every single game. It's 300 of the best players playing to their absolute potential.
And Stompy looks like the player out of the Stompy and Aqua duo who wanted the minigun more than anything, as he still stays at the Grotto. And we mentioned how Hen did win that first game that we were watching as we had to hop out of it. And because of that, he sits at 57 points, possibly ahead of the pack, but nice stair replace and wall replace over his opponent to make that an easy pickup with the legendary pump. There's actually two involved on the edge of the map. This isn't something that you're used to seeing, but man, is that a lot of loot. He had fourth place in day one of the other one, and he's actually being so careful, so quiet. I don't think that player knew that he was there until the last second, and Mini pays for it as he was trying to reload his shotgun, but not enough time as Vidil is right there. Still looking for more, though. And you're right, I did have questions. Where'd this guy come from? Because a fourth place finish on day one of last week's fight, and now he's up against 4ZR, another super strong player. And he does the same thing, gets in the box, but 4ZR backs up and almost actually gets a big tag on him. This is looking like a scary fight.
Trying to end, but there's a little bit of a stalemate now. Those peanut butter edits, what a lot of people call them, the triangles, look like half sandwiches are going to be used to delay that fight, make those POVs harder to see and get. If you're trying to be the forefront, the person who's getting into the box, it'll make it that much more riskier for you, but no matter what edits you try to choose, if Vidil's there, he's going to end that fight if he wants to. Gets that gun out, no one on this side of the zone. He has a lot of time to think about what to do next.
But basically that's it, except for a couple of cash cups. He placed 4th in one recently, but not all the way up there. And Lights, another open qualified player, takes a nice big shot on the Pablo to make his score 10, but he's got to move forward from here. This is not just an open qualified player, because he does have some competitive chops. We've seen him all the way back in different skirmishes, and I believe possibly one of those couple of invites as well. So, where does he go from here? He already started things off. A third party takes one, but can he get the second?
He's trying forward. A big shot comes right through. Looks for the second spray to follow up. No, it's the shotgun that finishes out FlyPie. He's out of there, and now the zone comes in. He's going to move through all his edits. No builds available, but his mind is going to be on cloud 9 right now, just all the way up in the air. The IQ of where to move and go. Kiriachi, no mats, wins out that fight. Now has 26 in total to move with, and his loot also gets upgraded to the elevation of where his brain is right now. This big hill on the south side of the map, and Mitro will be the king of them all. It's Vidil who he's fighting.
It is Vidil, and he's going to go box to box against somebody, or at least try to get closer. Yes, he finds him. It's Flick from earlier. And there's still one right next to him. Mitro, surprisingly, is not getting involved at the top of this. We saw that in the first game, and oh my goodness, Safi is dominating onto Vidil. Hen is the player directly on top of him. We might be setting up for another, basically, 1v1 scenario at the end of the game between Hen and Mitro. And another name in the background there was Desiptos, a French player who I think has been turning my head a lot recently, because he played 5th in the other one. There's a pickup from Marcus C, so the persistence on looking for these opportunities and going for them does work out, but this is the thing. If you get too aggressive, if you show yourself too much, you might get sprayed down, especially when there's loot to be involved in it.
Mats are, though, is this a fight you want to finish out, or can you move away after being disinvested?
And man, are people so aggressive. Zeke asked the question whether the 4 points is going to work, and Huddy does take out Stompy, I believe, on the backside of that. Healing in his box. Huddy had one of the walls, and that's an easy pickup.
Huddy, though, has one of the biggest and most deadly combinations of weapons. The heavy sniper, the RPG, close and mid-range too, a tactical shotgun of the purple variety with a purple burst AR as well. He can do whatever he wants for the next few zones without that much of punishment available. I think maybe a natural rotation, maybe a launch pad of his own. But oh wait, slithering in the shadows as we watch Slicks try to move in, another player from the Become Legends squadron. Everyone else has already made their bases, but he has to catch up now. Other 50 shield with a big elimination. Impact frag if he finds one. And anyone in wood, there it is. Stormy Right is the one to go down. The grappler or the harpoon gets all those materials back into his inventory, and a big buff for, his overall loadout. The heavy sniper now is going to be the operating weapon. The harpoon overall dropped. His loadout now locked in. He's looking to box dive on possibly Kylix up top.
He has that opportunity. We'll see if he continues to hold that. Hen still up. Moki still up. Hen at the top of the leaderboards after his first game performance. And we are going to tune in with him as he tries to look for positions, tries to look for who is a threat up on high ground. Who is that player up on above? Has the epic burst that he can make work to take that player out in quick fashion and maybe take it all, but also the floppers is something that he's definitely going to be thinking about because he can make zone plays in the future. And had a kind of breakout performance throughout the DreamHack Opens, but didn't quite make it all the way through the finals. Compared to some other people in this game, Moki, who placed in the top 50 of the DreamHack Grand Finals. Something very impressive. And we are going to see a couple of different people launch pad through. There's one, but they can't just find it, and Han is going to get that elimination thanks to the zone onto Clover, who tried to go for it, and he has found so many launch pads. That was 3 or 4 right there.
And now he's going to try to chain all of them together, but it's dangerous. Each time he lands in a quick pump shot right before he moves on a player trying to get some loot out. That was fast decision making by Hen. Now finally in a box waiting for the rest of the match to start over. He's going to see how he handles these fast moves trapped under a cone. Not going to pressure him that much whatsoever. His brick base finally built up. Not quite in zone just yet, but there's so many people on every single layer. His pump finding each and every single one of them like a magnet attracted to every single head right now. He is not missing shots. So many materials still left over as well. 1,000 damage above, and he finds another that's on the crack. And he doesn't. His mental's so strong. He's still moving forward, layer to layer, box to box.
And he might be looking for these shots, not missing, but also what's missing from him is anything. Nobody has targeted him a single time because of the great layer control and great selection on position. Meanwhile, Hoodie down to 6 HP, possibly a couple zone ticks, but also 50 HP. The Siphon possibly going to come in, low materials, and he makes it work on a big Kiriachi.
It's the OG who gets taken out from the server. Now only the fanboys are left to see if they can do exactly what the King does time after time. Putty will look to stop all of them though. That Harpoon trying to make waves into this box but doesn't actually connect with any builds that are that important to drop people down. Now with 5 eliminations, not too many mats, he has to dive in once again, almost successful. Blocked an RPG, dropping him down. He gets taken out by Raj, and now Raj will start to move over. Scaria all the way up top. Kylix finally drops down. Slicks quickly behind him. Who's all the way up on ultimate height though? This entire map is moving towards more of a supernatural low ground situation. And everyone on this mountain has to drop fast. It's Mobile player that we see moving forward, who has to make the waterfall switch, but no. He chooses and elects to stay all the way up. His mat's still very healthy. Rockets now being shot from both up top and down low. He's hanging on by just a thread. As the game ends, it's the top 8 still alive, not taking any damage.
He's not, and he has a drum gun. He finds another one on his way down. Are we about to witness a Mobile player win on the mainstream right here? Because this is the brilliant thing about this tournament, is that there's a lot of different platforms all competing at one, and also it's the best of the best. He is going to make that dive all the way down. He's going to land on a different layer right as he switches, and that's a perfect way to stay up. That's Wakey, one of the best players in the world, now top 4.
And now it's that classic drum gun situation that we saw all the way at Open Qualifiers, repeated once again in the hands of an absolute phenom here in Middle Ground, who does not want to give up his position or his base until he sees a guaranteed elimination. It'll be Mobile player looking for the next big shot all the way downwards. It's Bad Sniper that gets taken out. Now a final 1v1. He has 2 mythic items. Can't use them. It's the drop down. The water actually saving that player. Just 14 HP left here on Mobile, looking to finish this match out. He's trying for it but can't. All the way at the end, it's Hen! It's Hen that wins that game now, back to back. 2 wins for Hen.